Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And today, mainly this is going to be for people with a plasma table, clip art for plasma cutting. A good site to get clip art, I don't care what animal it is, go to www.dafont.com. There's thousands of font. Go over to animals and you'll see horses, butterflies, footprints, deer, antelope, cats, dogs, horses, fish. And all you have to do is download this. It's basically a font, so it's a vector artwork. So just download that and install it in your font folder. Now we'll go back. So I've done that, and then just type out some text, some letters. Then go up to pick that font, which is HFF in this case. And you can see they correlate to one I already had done. Then they're all grouped together. So inside Corel, they're thinking it's still a font. So let's break the artistic text apart. And then you can pick just that fish, if that's the one you want to do. Let's erase these. So we've got and I'm just going to get to this point. Go here, left click your mouse on no fill, right click on red. I use red and I use hairline because that's really what you need for drawing anyway. So I've already got one done, and this looks pretty good. It doesn't have too many nodes in it. It needs some cleaning up, and I'll show you that in just a second. But to make that fish work on your plasma table, you're going to have to cut out the whole thing, because if you don't, you're just going to have a fish in a big sheet of metal. Go up to Effects, Contour, and I'm just going to contour 0.04 to the outside. Hit Apply. We'll get rid of this window. We'll zoom in. Now you've got this black hairline around your fish. We're going to go break contour group apart. And I'm going to take my fish, my original fish, out of there. And then I'm going to clean up. Then you go to break curve apart. Then I'm going to go and clean up these little bitty nodes. Basically, you can grab your whole fish away. Now, if you hit P on your keyboard, it'll put it in the center of the page. Hit your fish, put it in the center of the page. And basically, I would probably clean up the fish before I put the contour back in there. So let's just do that now. On a plasma table, tell you what, we'll do that. Let's get rid of the outline for a second. And he needs a little bit of cleaning up, but not too much. If you go to your shape tool, you got to break it apart, click on it, ungroup all, shape tool, and you see all these nodes. Now we're going to try this first. Let me get this thing out of the way a little bit further. Go back to your shape tool. And you can do them individually or you can do them all together. So get off of that. Go to your shape tool. Lasso the whole thing. Well, I guess it's not going to let me. But anyway, so you need to clean this up. And it's got quite a few nodes. That's going to eat your lunch on your plasma table, because it's, plasma goes from node to node to node, and it kind of hesitates for just a second. It's going to leave you a little burnt. We can go up here to reduce nodes. You need to incorporate them all. And I'm going to, let's say, reduce it by 20%. Look at the difference now. How many fewer nodes there are. Now there's still some nodes in there we don't need. You can just go to your shape tool, lasso around them. Okay, that was pretty important. We probably need to look at that, but we got an outside node. And you can correct that with these arrows, make it kind of back. You don't need these center nodes for sure. And it's a fish, so who's going to say, what it looked like, and then it basically will be your fish. But you just need to kind of do that on every one of them. Look at all the nodes, lasso around it, reduce it by 20%. And I'm not sure if that's a percentage or what it is, but I use 20 a lot. You can try different numbers. The higher you go, the less nodes it's going to, I had them all selected. The higher you go, the less nodes. And you really need to get rid of these nodes that are stacked up on top of each other. As you can see, there's two nodes that are so close together that they're stacked up on top of each other. And see, that kind of blew us out of the water, but you just kind of go through here and reduce these nodes, and see, I got a problem up here, but then you can always do your undo tool, get rid of this node. So it's going to take you a little while to clean it up. And also, I don't know if people that are watching this have worked with nodes, but you can turn the nodes to curves, straight lines, or curves, or cusp. You just kind of play around with that. Let's make these two nodes right here, or these four nodes, a straight line. See what happens. That doesn't work. Turn them back to curves. And then you just play with it. It might take you a little time, but in lieu of getting a piece of clip art of a fish off the internet that's pixelized, these are pretty much already vector, they're line art, so they'll work in your plasma cutter. You just need to get rid of these nodes, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with that one right there. But you could go through, and the bigger ones are harder, so these other ones will be easier. See, you've got some little bitty circles there that just aren't going to work. So just matter of fact, those aren't even on the other item. They're not even in the line. They're just on top of the line. But just go through here and remove these nodes. You can just click on them, hit your delete key. You can lasso them, two or more at a time. Because the less nodes you have, the sharper your artwork's going to be. Your plasma cutter's going to work better. And you could also go to your pick tool and just get that thing out of the way and get that zero out of the way. That's just in that, whoever drew this fish or drew this text, and it would work on another situation, but in plasma cutting, it just won't work. So then you've got this all cleaned up, and you always kind of want to test, make sure your graphic is complete. All your lines are complete. So let's do this now. We're going to group it back together. We're going to put P on the keyboard. It's in the center of the page. And then you'd go through here and you'd clean up. You would go through here and clean up your outside line, which doesn't look too bad, but it's the same thing. There's just a few too many nodes. And you turn these into curves. So I would turn them all into curves so you can manipulate them a lot better. See, now you've got basically handles on here where you can make curves and not make curves. Then you can always do this to check whether you have all your items are completed. And that's what your fish is going to look like after it's cut out. Of course, I didn't do a very good job on these. And really going with that, you kind of want to keep them all in that transform. But that's going to be a pretty neat cutout of for your plasma cutter. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you.